Hello and welcome to Break Your Shell Tarot Readings for 2020. I hope that I can be alongside you in your journey towards understanding yourself a little bit better through the tarot cards and also through raising your consciousness and awareness. So what I'd like you to do before we get into the tarot reading is to just kind of feel your body, feel into yourself. Feel into your toes and your legs and your belly and your heart and your throat. Feel into your third eye and also into your crown. And when you're feeling you're in that place, I would like to ask you to either choose pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. Great. Okay, so for those of you that have chosen pile 1, you're starting off this year with the Death card, and the Death card is all about transition. It's all about rites of passages, which are parts of ourselves that we need to leave behind in order for the new part of us to kind of make way and to grow into the new part of ourselves. Rites of passage have got to do with, say boys coming from, boys to men, or a woman who's moving out of the mother stage and her children have left home and she's moving into, the wise woman. And there's a part of us that feels sad that, we're leaving that part of ourselves behind. But this card gives us permission to mourn that part of ourselves. And if we really allow ourselves to mourn that part of ourselves, we can invite the new part in and, rise to the challenge of that new person that wants to arise. Okay, so that's your past influencer. This card here is in the present moment and it's representing your Page of Swords. Swords is all about the intellect, it's all about the mind. So this card is asking you to develop that part of yourself because we're in the page. And the page is the beginning of, it's the very start of this development of the mind. So this card would ask you to start maybe a little meditation practice in order to have a look at what your thoughts are and to have a look how busy your mind is and to have a look at a little bit about the mind chatter that's going on. Is it positive mind chatter? What's the narrative? What's the story that I have? And once we can kind of clear that and see what that is, we can have a better vision in going forwards. We can make better choices. We can move away from the old stories and the old patterns and move into a better understanding of our intellect and the nature of our mind. Because remember, the nature of our mind is always clear. It's just the thoughts that come in and out that can kind of persuade us into doing certain things or feeling certain things. Okay, so this is the card that you're moving into. It's called the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is represented by a Taurian energy. The Taurian energy is all about the senses. So she's asking you to move into your senses, to move into the feelings of the body, the sensations of the body, the sensual feelings of the body. Like the taste and the sight and the feeling and the hearing, all of those feelings that make us feel like we're a human being. So she invites you to feel all of these things. Okay, so for those of you that have chosen pile number 2, you're starting off with the Fool card this year, and the Fool card is an adventure. You're about to go and you're pulled on an adventure. You might feel that you're taking a risk. You might feel that you're moving into the unknown, but it's really important that you move into the unknown because there's no safety in just staying in this little cave here. There's no growth in safety. So please, if you're feeling like you need to take a risk, you're not even sure where you're going, just move into that, move boldly into that place with a little bit of lightheartedness. Not really sure where I'm going, but I'm pulled, I'm moved to going into this place. This is the very first card of the Major Arcana. So you might be feeling like, God, I need to understand myself a little bit better. Just keep going with that energy. Okay, so your present moment card is for you guys. It's the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands energy is all about the creative imagination. So this card is pulling you into your creative imagination. What part of me wants to be bold, wants to be explored, wants to go out there with some type of vigor, some type of bang? What part of me wants to boldly go out into the world and create? So this card is all about what is it that I want to create in the world. And these cards here, the court cards, they're asking you to develop that part of yourself. So this part of yourself is all about the creative part of yourself. So when it's at the king, it's becoming a finely tuned, developed part of yourself. So you're starting to develop, or finely tunedly develop, that creative part of yourself. This is also represented by an Aries energy. Okay, so here we're moving into what energy is coming in for you, number twos. You've got your King of Cups. This is a finely tuned, developed feeling side of yourself. So this is represented by a Cancerian energy. A Cancerian energy is all about nurturing. It's also about the intuition. It's all about the healing arts. So you're being called to develop that part of yourself. You're being called to develop that more instinct, more of that intuition. So when I'm just kind of thinking about these three cards together, this Fool is an adventure. It really is something that you're wanting to explore a little bit more about yourself. You're wanting to explore your creative imagination and also your feeling and intuition. Okay, so those of you that have picked pile 3, you're starting off this year with the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is representing new ideas. She's moving into the age of Aquarius. She is represented by Aquarius energy. Aquarius energy asks us to think outside the box. It asks us to think outside of the status quo. So what are those ideas that we've had that are really kind of not following the status quo? They're kind of, they're beating to their own drum. You've obviously had some ideas that you really kind of would like to explore. They're a little bit different, but that's okay. Keep going with those ideas because these are the ideas that will bring us to a higher state of consciousness and they'll bring humanity into a place of connection and understanding itself more. So keep exploring those ideas that have come up for you. Okay, your card that is in the present moment is represented by your Two of Pentacles. Your Two of Pentacles is asking you, what are those tools that I need in order to materialize something that I'm really wanting in my life? So when we're thinking about that Aquarius card, that's the ideas that you have, and this will help you materialize those ideas. So what are the tools that I need in order to make those ideas materialize? Could be a course, could be a new office, could be, a new space, could be developing more friendships, but you need to gather more tools in order to make that thing happen. Okay, so this is the energy that's going to come in for, or you're moving out towards. Now, you've got your Four of Pentacles here. This card is a warning sign. It's warning you or asking you, what are the things that I'm holding on too tightly to? So in order for you to be able to create that vision that you've got and allow those new bold ideas to come through, you need to have some more tools and you need to develop those tools, but you also need to let go of some old ideas, or you need to this card is about holding on tight. So what are some things that I need to let go of? So you might have a direction that you're going, so you might have a big vision, but you've got all of these ways of being able to get to your end goal. This asks you not to hang on too tightly to the way that you're going to get there. So just kind of let go, be a little bit gentle about the steps that you're going to take in order for your bigger ideas to manifest. So, some of those things you might want to let go of might be some of the ideas that you've got in place, like, well, look, if I really do that, maybe someone, is going to copy my idea, and, maybe I'm just not good enough to do that. Or, so just think about some of those things that you're holding on to. Maybe you're really rigid about how you're going to do each and every step. And, you need to just hold on a little bit lightly or let go of some of those things that are getting in the way of you reaching your bigger goals. Okay, so thank you for joining me today. If you would like to get a personal reading, you can contact me on Facebook at Break Your Shell Tarot. You can also find me on Instagram. I also hold breathwork circles in this beautiful yurt space that we have here in Katoomba, the Blue Mountains. So please, I look forward to joining you next month for another tarot reading, some more insight, and yeah, I really bless you on your journey. Thank you.